Well, the messaging to the team was we had to finish the game, and teaching moment for us, tough teaching moment. That one stung quite a bit. But the teaching moment is that we have to go into these games prepared to play 40-plus minutes. No one at this level is going to roll over, even though you've led the entire game. They're going to continue to fight, just as we would in the reverse. And you have to finish it off. So we're going to go into a film session here and show them some of those things, and we've got to learn and grow from it very quickly because also in conference play you expect to have a lot of close games. So we definitely need to learn from that last 4 minutes. The 36 minutes prior to that, couldn't have asked for more to go on the road in our first Big 12 matchup and go into a tough environment like Oklahoma and to compete the way they did. I couldn't be more proud of them for the first 36 minutes of that game.
Throughout these games, you always mention how there's still a certain turnaround from last year. So how much can they take, even though the discipline is going again, to be able to compete and lead a team like Oklahoma on the road for so much of the game? How can they use that going forward, knowing that they can win this game?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. We were right there. You're right there, and you earned that. You deserve that, and it's okay to go ahead and take that. But you do have to take it. That's the final piece that we really have to grasp collectively. Is it's okay to go ahead and win that opportunity. You deserve it, and you should be on this stage, and you can handle those situations in those moments.
Did you see the ladies have improved considerably since like mid-November?
Oh, absolutely. And we have a considerable ways to go, and we know that, and we're going to keep pushing the needle and keep improving daily. But yes, our improvement from November is definitely noticeable, and we want it to continue to be noticeable as we advance.
Catching Baylor after obviously a huge win, does that kind of bode favorably for your team? Maybe catch them in kind of that, I don't want to say trap game, but sort of in that sense, or is it, also a sense that their confidence is going to be pretty high either way?
Yeah, well, the first thing is big win for our conference. Upsetting UConn is a hard thing to do, and big win for the conference, I think. But it's a good time, if you're going to get someone, you get them off of a big moment like that. Sometimes that's a good thing. But they're very talented. They're as good as anybody I've seen in the country this year, top to bottom, when you look 1 through 5. And so it's certainly a good time to get them off of that moment, but they'll be a tough task for us, big challenge, but it's also an opportunity. And we're in our house with our fans, and there's not any other place I'd rather be to play them.
I saw a stat that said that was the first regular season loss that UConn's had since November of 2014. I mean, that's just unbelievable to see that a Big 12 team was able to do that. We asked the players this: what do you feel like when you watch a game like that? You see the crowd and you sort of see all that goes into a matchup like that. What does that do for college women's basketball?
It's huge for women's basketball. My mind immediately goes to I can't wait till that moment happens here. That's what I was thinking watching that game last night is our fans and this arena, and how special would it feel to be a part of something like that here in the near future with our program. And so I think it's something that we all aspire to be part of, and we're working towards basically having a game like that here and hosting a team like a UConn here and having an opportunity like that in our house.
How much time did you devote to watching the game live last night? Is there anything different about being prepping when you're watching the team live versus just getting to see the film?
Yes, no, it's pretty much similar. We will actually watch it live, then we go back and watch it on film so we can rewind and fast forward and slow down stuff and all of that. So, it's a tight turnaround, so we do both in a situation like that is we watch it live and then we go back and break it down as well.
Are the expectations for Aaron and Brittany different going into this game, considering that they're playing a dynamic player like that?
Yes, well, Kalani's the best 5 player in the nation, and everybody knows that. She's up for all the national awards, and deservingly so. It's hard to have someone at 6'7" move the way she moves. I mean, she's coming down for a layup last night and on the break, and you just don't see that. I mean, she's a rarity in our sport, period. There's not someone on the radar coming up in younger age groups. And when you look at Brittany and Aaron, we will look for them to play more and to be more in the mix in a game like this. We're going to need their size, and even playing them at the same time is something that we're very open to.
Talked throughout the year about how the rebounds are an advantage of this team in most games. In a game like this, specifically rebounding, how big is that going to be for this team whenever you are playing a team like that with that talent out there?
Well, it's number 1 on our list on keys to the game. So great point that you bring up. It is number 1. We have to try our darndest to limit them to one shot. You cannot let a team like that get second shots on the offensive end, and they offensively rebound extremely well. So that's going to be key for all 5 of our players to lock into this game and to really limit their chances.
And even despite everything that's happened this week with both teams, like, is this a game y'all had marked on your calendar coming in?
No, I don't think so. I think for us, each game is of equal importance. We're looking at each of them as an opportunity to grow this program, to advance. Our eyes are focused on postseason opportunities, and we know that we have to take advantage of games that we can within the conference to have an opportunity to play in March. So I think we're treating them equally as important. As we grow and advance the program and get through a Big 12 season, I'm sure there are teams that we might have started a little more than others, but not at this time.
That we always have to play 40-plus minutes. We played 36 minutes, and sadly, we lost the game in 4 minutes of that entire game. Oklahoma never let up, and they were down a majority of that game, and then they were able to persevere. And that's something that we have to learn as well, is to play 40-plus minutes, and we didn't do that. But the great thing about it is that in Big 12 play, you get to play a team twice and possibly 3 times. So we have a big one coming up with Baylor on Sunday, and we have to learn from it.
Is it nice to get a lesson like that so early, being the first conference game, and learn a lesson like that so early in is it nice to get that?
Yes, it's so much better to learn that first game of conference play opposed to 10-plus games in when it's too late. So we're able to turn things around. We have so much more ahead of us, and we have so much more to look forward to. So it's great that we can learn from this experience and move on.
Obviously, with Baylor last night, you guys watched that at all? Have you mainly just been scheming for Baylor? How they looked out the season?
We try to focus on our opponents one step at a time. So the team, we try to get together before every game, depending on whoever we decide to play, and we try to watch whoever we're about to play, try to see what they're great at, their weaknesses. And Baylor, they just have an all-around great team. They have girls coming off the bench, averaging double-digit points, and obviously averaging amazing rebounds. So Baylor's going to be a really tough opponent, but we have to also be able to play 40-plus minutes and just be able to give our all and be able to heighten our intensity coming off the bench.
How do you guys look forward to a challenge like that? Obviously, right now they're only going to go higher after beating a team like you. A challenge like that for anyone in the Big 12, how do you personally get excited for it?
Last night just showed how amazing women's basketball is and how competitive it is. I mean, Baylor showed what the Big 12 is made of going against UConn. They had a huge winning streak regular season, and Baylor was able to push through the entire game and show what they were made of and how the Big 12 is really competitive. So yeah, it's amazing, but I mean, every team in the Big 12 is hard to compete against. And Baylor did amazing things last night, and it's a great thing to be able to compete against them.
As bad as the Oklahoma game, as hard as that loss was, any positives y'all might have picked up in spite of it?
Yes, I feel like we definitely were able to take growth out of that loss, and that's a big thing. We have Cece, who's a true freshman. Seeing that at an early stage in the season and being able to go through it, and then some of the girls who haven't been able to experience Big 12 play yet, I feel like it was important to take growth out of this, and I feel like we have.
Are you excited to watch
I'm sorry, say that again?
just what Brittany and Anna are going to be able to do, like Kalani Brown? How excited are you just for them to be able to be in a position like that?
I'm excited to see Aaron and Brittany's talent against Kalani and Lauren. It's going to be a great matchup of post players. I mean, they have 2 really amazing post players, and we also have 2 amazing post players. Brittany has become very versatile this year, obviously shooting from 3-point range, and Aaron can be able to bury people down there. So I feel like I'm excited to see the show off between the 2 big post players on both teams, and I feel like it's going to be something to definitely be excited to watch.
Watching last night's game, were there any wow moments where you could kind of picture yourself being there and how you would handle things differently?
Yeah, I feel like watching last night's game, just being able to stay in the moment, not trying to get away from ourselves regardless of score. And I feel like with last night, obviously Baylor, they were intense the entire game. You never saw them let up. You saw girls coming off the bench and giving them more to the game. So just watching that, you have to realize that if that was us in that position, we can't stray away from what we're bringing to the table, but we have to raise our intensity. And that was exciting to watch last night, and I'm excited to play against them.
What's it like to play Baylor in a home environment? Obviously, they bring a lot of crowds, but they also lot of the rest of the Raider.
Yeah, the environment's amazing. The Lady Raider fans, they fill up this arena, especially when we play Big 12 play, and Baylor's going to be a big one as well. And Baylor also brings a great crowd on the road too. So I feel like the environment's going to be a lot, and I'm excited to embrace it all.
I think it's really good. I think a number 8 school beating a number 1 school is really good for the sport because it shows like every team's going to come out and do their thing. And also I think it's good for post play because UConn didn't have a lot of post players, but Baylor really dominated in the post because they had some really good post players. So that's good.
What do you look forward to about being able to face off
I just think like I look forward to like playing my best against her and kind of measuring up to her, if that makes sense. So that's the main thing, is just like seeing how I stand up against her and how I can like better my craft going against her as well.
How have you seen this group respond to the adversity you have now?
I think yesterday was a really good response. I think us watching the UConn-Baylor game together was like a big step forward. I think a lot of us could have been still sad about Oklahoma, and yes, it still stings, but we have another game to go for, and we're excited for it.
What was the toughest part about the Oklahoma game being away for you?
I think just our poise. I think we just didn't have poise almost the entire time. I think we got disappointed early because we weren't playing as good as we thought we should have, even in the first quarter. And so I think that was the main thing, is we can't like let our heads get down. And that's a good thing about yesterday, is that we bounced back from Oklahoma, so we're ready for Baylor.
Any positives to take away from that?
I think just like the lessons that we learned from it. I think we know that we have to go in there and be all put together, and we weren't taking things off, but I think we have to take things into more like intensity and stuff like that. So.
Is it kind of like a staying focused thing, Brad, or what is it that you can change from that game?
I think just responding better. I don't think it was a focus issue. I think it was our response when we would have a bad play. We kind of like let our heads get down and stuff, and I think our response used to be a lot quicker.
Now, obviously, being one of the heartbeats of this team against a team like Baylor, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. The battle you know that's going to come down, you put that pressure on yourself and get being focused.
Yeah, I definitely do, especially like I know this team is really good, and I know their post players are really good, so I have to do my job to the best of my ability, so I'm excited.
I think it's a big test for us just because they're ranked and they're coming off a huge win against UConn, and that it'll be a better game for us because we'll have our crowd behind us and not going into their place with their crowd behind them.
Obviously, flying around with those guys, but what do you think you were able to learn about watching them?
The way they duck in and finish at the basket, it was really, really good to me. And just watching it and like knowing that I'm about to match up against them is just something that I took away from the game.
From one post player to another team to watch those players that they have, and you just have a great respect for what they bring to obviously Baylor gets involved in the team.
Of course, like me and Kalani been going against each other since high school, and like I redshirted, so we're not on like the same level anymore. And just like watching her, that she's going to be a top 5 draft pick. So just being able to match up against her and see how I do is like really exciting for me as a player.
And every game is complicated in Big 12. Does it go up a level when you're playing Baylor? And if it does, how do you focus on staying strength and staying?
Of course, yes, it's going to go up a level because we haven't played a 6-7 post all season up until now. So just being able to like show what we work on in the weight room and on the court running, just to be able to see what we can do is going to be really exciting.
When you look at the player that you are compared to last year, what do you feel like is the biggest difference?
Of course, weight loss. I'm not as heavy as I was last year, and just being able to move effectively and not get tired on my first post up.
How much does the crowd play a role whenever you're on the court, and can you just feel yourself being able to move faster?
Coach Ralph put a lot of time and effort and energy into me this summer, getting me ready, helping me lose weight, eating better, just being a healthy person overall. And yes, when I'm on the court, I can feel the differences. Like I said, like I don't get tired very easily. Like it takes a while for me to get tired compared to last year.